Hello everybody, welcome on into baseball here on youtube.com/SeanOsaurusRex. I am Sean and today is Independence Day 2011 and, more importantly, the end of the regular season. We have 4, potentially 5 games coming up for you today as we get set to get this playoff situation set. We have the same games that we're going to watch today that we watched yesterday. Now, one of the little quirks that I didn't actually look at, that's on me, was the fact that I didn't look at the Angels and the Athletics head-to-head records, because if I had, I would have known that the Angels need to just win today. That was when I was doing kind of the simulation stuff and I was getting the thumbnails all ready for the videos. We got an Angels win and that secured them a playoff spot. So, we're going to start in Florida, Cardinals Marlins. We're going to go to Giants Mets. We're going to go Rays Angels, Twins Athletics, and if the Marlins and the Mets lose, we'll take a look at that Dodgers Padres game, because by my math, the Padres might actually be able to yeet themselves into a playoff position. They would be the wild card team. Of course, we'll check the standings and make sure that everything makes sense as far as playoff location or clinches and all that stuff. As you can see here, the American League West is clinched. Here, I'll flip it into the other camera. That'll make it a little easier for y'all to see. That's the wrong one, Sean. That's the one. That's the one we're looking for. Mariners, they have the American League West. Royals have the American League Central. Yankees have the American League East. Easy peasy. And in the American League, the wild card's still up for grabs. It's between the Angels and the Athletics. The Athletics get in if they win and the Angels lose. If both teams end up tied, it will be advantage Los Angeles, and it would be a nice way to cap off a 10-game winning streak. National League side of things, Phillies have it locked up. Pirates have it locked up. Diamondbacks, still unsure. So the Diamondbacks, if they were to lose again today, that makes that Padres game kind of interesting, but I think the Diamondbacks have the tie-breaking advantage. I don't know why it doesn't have them as a clinch division, but that's that scenario. Marlins and Mets, they're locked atop the National League wild card. I'm not sure how it would go between them because they split the season series 3-3, and I didn't check the common opponents. Then you have the Padres, who, if they end up all at 45 and 37, I think the Padres would be the team that gets that bump into the wild card spot. So let's see what happens today by jumping into our first game. And flipping that real quick. First game of the day. It is the Cardinals and the Marlins, or the Carlins and the Mardinals. I can't believe the way yesterday worked out. We got both the leaders in the wild card lost, and both the teams that were back by a game won. So there's 6 teams vying for 3 spots. But I don't know. There's something about that Diamondbacks game that is throwing me for a loop. Literally, all they have to do is win. All they've had to do is win and just eliminate that. But I don't know. They just can't. And that's been the Diamondbacks all season long. Welcome on into St. Louis, welcome on into Florida, excuse me. St. Louis is 37-44. Florida is 45-36. As we get set for baseball here, the final day of the regular season, we will start the wild card, or the divisional round tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific time. We will watch 4 games in total as we take a look at your St. Louis Cardinals lineup. Dominic Brown is the DH, followed by Alex Rios, Hanley Ramirez, Aaron Hill, Alex Gordon, Tyler Colvin, David Ross. Oh, I'm not saying the positions. I apologize. Dominic Brown is the DH, Alex Rios in center, Hanley Ramirez is the shortstop, Aaron Hill's at second, Alex Gordon is out in left, Tyler Colvin in right, David Ross behind the dish, Troy Gloss is at first, Mark DeRosa is at third. Now, Marlins, Mets, all one of you has to do is win, and you will eliminate the Padres from wild card contention. Simple as that. But if both teams lose, Jared Weaver is 11-5 with a 5.91 ERA, 16 games, 42.2 innings pitched, 54 hits, 19 walks, 4 strikeouts. something for, I think. How close are we here? Video game. And by video game, I mean YouTube. 34. Darn, that's kind of close. Okay, looks like it's stabilized. Hide the player. Show the player. To make sure that we're live where we need to be live. We are indeed. We'll pop this chat out. Pop out chat. So I have Twitch chat popped out, and then YouTube chat under it. And of course, because for whatever reason the game goes, or the YouTube thing goes, we can't possibly let the stream preview happen while you're away. Okay, so then we get that up. We get that up. That was the wrong one. Flurb and flib-flarb. Okay. We're in Florida. That is a strike at the knees. We're going to see how funky the zone is today. That on top. This on top. We are set to go. Thanks everybody for joining me. Thanks for hanging out. It's all season long. We are done after today with the regular season. Schedules, like I've been mentioning, is going to get a little tight. It's going to get a little wild. We're going to be doing 4 games tomorrow. We'll be doing 4 games on Friday. And then on Saturday, it might be a longer stream. And try to finish up the division series. We'll see where things are sitting. Because those games could go 5, or those series could go 5 games. And that's where things can get a little bit dicey. And then hopefully Sunday we can start the championship series. We'll watch probably 4 games that day, which would take us through both championship series game 2. Day Monday would be both championship series game 4. And then Tuesday, because you'd have 5, 6, 7. Actually, maybe Saturday's not super wild. It's a pitch on the outside. It's Monday 4, Tuesday 4. And then you'd have 5, 6, 7. And maybe Saturday's not as wild as I thought. The reason that I thought, well, Saturday probably should be. Okay. I just swung on and missed. Because Saturday we could probably get through the game 4s. But then at that point, depending on how many game 5s there are, we'll play it by ear. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Because, I mean, you're talking about watching a maximum of like 8 games. That could get wild. Alright. Hanley Ramirez. Let's lock in here. Hanley Ramirez is batting .318. There are 2 outs here in the top of the first. Florida looking for a win here. It's going to be wild. If the Mets miss the playoffs, that's going to be kind of a wacky story because they're going to start the season 1-8. I know we've been talking about 0-6. But a 1-8 start over 9 games, and then they would theoretically go 15-2, 16-1, something like that. Like the 2 extremes on the bookends of the season are kind of wild to think about. 1-2-3 inning for St. Louis offensively. It'll be Nelson, Canerco, and Rodriguez coming up. I forgot that I haven't introduced this lineup. Mainly because we just watched it yesterday. Lance Nelson, the center fielder, is leading things off. Paul Canerco at first, Alex Rodriguez at third, Pat Burrell in left, Todd Helton the DH, Chris Iannetta the catcher, Orlando Cabrera is the shortstop, Garrett Jones in left, Danny Espinoza in at second. Okay, my nose. Please stop. Where are you? How is it always when I'm like trying to record or stream? That's when my nose starts to bug me. Ricky Romero, 4-10, a 5.73 ERA, 16 games, 37.2 innings pitched. I had no shot on that one. They didn't give me a shot. I was right on top of it, and they just said nope. 16 games, 37.2 innings, 45 walks. Nope, 45 hits, 21 walks, 31 strikeouts. Still didn't even get it there. So not a great start for this Cardinals lefty. He misses the catcher with the first pitch. Second pitch is out to the wall for a double. Florida had the leadoff home run yesterday. The Marlins are a team that had been super competitive throughout this entire season. Paul Konerko's batting .330, 10 home runs. Oh, and they do have that funky lineup. I did not put that together, that it was going to be a lefty pitcher on the mound. The Marlins are one of the easier teams to identify what kind of what handed pitcher it's going to be, because their lineup is different. So a runner in scoring position, that's a strike at the knees, which I'm a little surprised by. It looked a tad low in my opinion, but 0-2. That's outside for a ball. One and two here, bottom of the first. Just underway. Marlins foul. Oh, I was going to say Marlins looking to take control early and put themselves in a position to clinch a playoff spot. That's going to get away from the catcher. It's going to roll. Okay, the catcher got there just in time. I don't know. Most of the dugouts don't seem to have any depth to it. Like there's the invisible wall boundary. But I don't know if something that's open like that in Florida or in Oakland are the two examples I can think of off the top of my head. I don't know that those have that same problem. You know what I mean? Would it roll in? Would they give them an extra base? Could they have scored? I don't know. Smart base running from Florida, as that's kind of just driven right into the ground. Looked like he deked the third baseman just a little bit. But he fires over to first in time for the out. And makes sure to leave himself in a scoring position. Alex Rodriguez stepping up. That's in for a strike. I don't know about the call, but the wind and the pitch, and that is, oh my goodness, that back-to-back strikes on those pitches? I don't know about it. 0-2. That'll be fouled away. A-Rod kind of having to swing at that just with how the last couple pitches were called. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is stopped nicely. Throw it back to third. He is safe. Come on, Wheels. Work with me here. 1-2. Lefty to the plate. That's in the dirt. Catcher blocks it, throws down to third again. Boy, if they keep playing with that fire, they might get a weird out at third. So a 2-2 count here. The lefty winds and fires, and A-Rod will drive this out toward left field. Left fielder makes the grab. The runner tags at third. It heads home. Alex Rodriguez gives them the go-ahead run in the bottom of the first. Okay. Florida looking for a little W2 to end things out for them in the regular season, perhaps putting themselves in position for postseason appearance. Pat Burrell. So Pat Burrell steps up, and he'll swing under that one. 0-1 the count. Lefty winds and fires, and it's going to be a curveball that is hit foul. That's a foul. That's foul, foul, foul. 0-2. Wind and the pitch. He is in the dirt, gets away from the catcher. This lefty is not anywhere near the zone. It is alarming. That's low for a ball. It's too bad that we have the games in the order that we do, because that Diamondbacks game is before both the Angels and the Athletics games. Because could you watch the Diamondbacks clinch and eliminate the Padres? If Florida wins, let's say Florida wins and Arizona wins, that eliminates the Padres completely. But the Padres still have a chance, even if the Diamondbacks lose again. That is ripped into the left field corner, but foul. Here's the wind and the pitch. That is swung on and missed. Florida. Well, Burrell is down on strikes. Hill, Gordon, and Colvin coming up for St. Louis. Florida picks up one run on one hit. Four screen grab, not 0-1. Oh, I think I forgot to change it from yesterday. Thank you. Appreciate it. Try. Oh, he doesn't get to it. It's a leadoff double. Oops. There we go. Appreciate it. I was putting together while I was grabbing the screenshots, and it's all good. So there's that. We'll pop this back up. How's it going? Good to see you. Alex Gordon's batting just under 300. And as soon as I said, let's say that the Florida Marlins are able to win, I jinxed them. So I apologize. However, with the way the St. Louis pitcher is pitching, Marlins might just need to be patient. Oh man, do we have to promote David again? Head researcher and quality assurance? It's a lot of responsibility. But hey, seems like they're up for the task. Also, hello walk-off, how are you? Low wind and the pitch from the righty, swung on and missed. Here comes the 1-2. And that is swung on and missed. So set down on strikes. There's one out. Kind of a big strikeout after the leadoff double. It'll be Tyler Colvin. Leadoff devil. Leadoff deviled eggs. Here's the wind and the pitch. That's going to be hit toward the shortstop. He bobbles it. Enough speed is going to get up the first base line safe. The double play is in order, but it should have been 2 outs right there. Uh-oh. The Marlins defense can't be doing this. Gotta love a work Friday night. Feeling quite good right now. Hell yeah. For some reason, I keep forgetting today's Tuesday. I don't know why. I guess something about it felt like a Monday. I don't know what was going on. That's high and outside. That's a big missed out opportunity because now the run could come in via the sac fly. What if that ruins the Florida Marlins season? Nice strike at the bottom of the zone. And even if you get a strikeout here, this game does like punishing teams who don't come up with double plays. As the righty winds and fires, that just missed for a ball. That is in for a strike right at the knees. 2-2 now. What do we got? It is indeed 2-2. Runners on the corners. A 1-0 Florida lead. One gone. The pitch is inside. Full count. Payoff pitch. And fouled away. Foul, foul. That ball is foul. And the righty will walk him. Okay, walks the bases loaded. Not a good spot to be in. Uh-oh. Might have jinxed him. Weaver is going to have to work himself off the hook. The error isn't going to help anything, but I guess at least the good news would be that there's a force out at home if there's something shallow. What can he do here? The wind and the pitch is fouled back. It's going to be up to Colvin. Please. Colvin, is that the name? Tyler Colvin. Okay, Troy Glaus. Okay, good job. Thanks. Good for checking me, because I was incorrect. The righty winds and fires outside. You cannot walk the tying run in. You can't do that. Not in this situation. I mean, not in any situation, but specifically not this situation. It's 1-2. That was a little dramatic on my part, I acknowledge. And he will lift this into foul territory. The question is going to be, do they send the runner from third? The catch is made in foul territory. The runner goes for home. He's going to be... They're going to call him out at the plate. It's a double play. Oh, they got the animation. Holy moly. St. Louis leaves the bases loaded. It's 1-0 Florida. Wow. I got to mark that down. 23. That's going to be a little bloop shot out into left field. That's going to roll all the way to the wall. Whoa. What if that's the play? What if that's the play that sends the Florida Marlins I want to replay if possible. Unfortunately, it's a little late. I am sorry. I'm sorry. Wow, the good news of a shallow ground ball. What about the good news of a cannon for an arm? Yeah. I thought that was going to end up being relayed and it was going to ruin everything, but then it just kept coming towards home plate. There is something about that animation we haven't seen a ton of, at least in the first half of the season. We didn't see a lot of it. But in the back half, like after the All-Star break, it felt like we were seeing a lot of those like just kind of grab dives. It's very weird. I was so excited I didn't even think about like taking a look at the replay. The wind and the pitch. That's foul, okay. Here comes the 1-2. Does not get the call. 2-2. And thought about it. No appeal down to first. It's a pitch way outside. Three and two. The wind and the pitch is... Ooh, that's going to get away. Was it ball four? It appears to have been. He probably would have gotten a first base either way with a strikeout. A swing out is what I was about to call it. I mean, he definitely didn't go, but I don't think they ever really do. The game just feels like it flips a coin and goes swing. Or no swing. Orlando Cabrera. Marlins looking for a little insurance here in the bottom of the second. Nobody out. Runners on the corners. They just issued a walk. This pitcher has been really bad for the Cardinals. He has had trouble finding the strike zone consistently, and he's also had trouble finding the catcher's mitt consistently, which is maybe the bigger concern of the two. A couple balls have gotten away and allowed runners to advance to third with no trouble. That is going to get past the diving first baseman. That will score a run, an RBI single. Still nobody out. Man, that double play was awesome. Garrett Jones is batting .327, 5 home runs, 27 RBI. Has a trio of stolen bases. Some say just for fun. That's a nice pitch on that outside edge. Definitely didn't get to where the catcher wanted the ball, but hit a nice spot regardless. So I don't think there's anything to be too upset with on that one. That is outside for a ball. Wind and the pitch is going to be hit past the diving first baseman again. They are going to play it safe, station to station, and a good call. It's a slow roller, not that deep into right field. Cardinals are already going to get into the bullpen. It'll be Doug Fister, 19 games and 8-9 record, no saves, a 6.68 ERA, 33.2 innings pitched, 17 walks, and 17 strikeouts. Danny Espinosa comes in. First baseman's tried to make a couple of athletic plays, but just hasn't been able to get the ball in his glove. And Florida's looking for some insurance here. And that's a big swing and a miss. The righty is ready, shakes his head in approval. The wind and the pitch is low for a ball. Wind, and oh, that's a good way to come in and get that. Was that first out? Okay, he did make the out. I didn't like hear a call or anything. I was like, they've dropped it behind the plate as well, so it's not. Everybody has issues in this game coming up with the ball at times. Second consecutive half inning that the bases have been loaded. Once for each. The bases have been loaded for each team here in the second, I guess is maybe a better way to say that. The righty winds and fires, and that is, ooh, that's going to get the inside corner for a strike. There's the part of the zone that I pointed out the other day that felt like it was the least wide. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is low for a ball. Here's the righty's pitch. It is lifted, and that'll go. Foul ball. Stays alive. Now the count 1-2. We're still 1-2 after the foul ball. And that is a frame crusher up the third base line. The wind and the pitch is fouled away, so doing a good job to just stay alive here. Can he get something by him? Oop, not on that one. Two and two. Another pitch coming from the righty, and that is going to be hit. Foul up the third base line. I'm a little worried that we're going to just watch him take strike three, which does happen in this game, and that could be pretty frustrating. But I guess if the pitcher gets by him, freezes him. Oh, instead that'll be hit to third, over to second for one, and not in time to first. The run will score, runners will remain on the corners. It is 3-0. Looked like that ball was hit just slow enough. And he was just fast enough up that first base line to allow the run to score. 3-0 Florida. Oof, oof. Oh, boy. All right. Oh and 1. The wind and the pitch is outside, well outside for ball one. Can't forget to pre-order my copy of MLB The Show 26 on Friday. That is lifted and smashed. Foul ball. It obliterates a cola. And it's a 1-2 count. The wind and the pitch from the righty is swung on and missed. So, well, no, it does. The inability to get the 2 ball obviously results in a run, but not much more damage beyond that. DeRosa, Brown, and Rios coming up. St. Louis trails 3-0 in this one. Florida putting themselves in a good position to pick up a wild card playoff spot, or the wild card playoff spot. Weaver winds and fires. That one's low for a ball. 1-0. Weaver's got to be a little more aggressive, get into the strike zone. You have a little bit of a lead to work with. And it is the 9-hole hitter, so I don't know why you're not being more like, hey, we got to go into the strike zone. Or into the zone for a strike is what I was trying to say there. Brain's falling apart over here. 1-1. That is rolled over to the third base side. Alex Rodriguez, that's way over the head. That's into right field. Runner's going to try and advance to second base. Successfully slides in safely. So you can see he was throwing that like kind of fall into his right. Trying to make a big spectacular play. It does not work in his favor. Oh boy. See what Dominic Brown can do for the St. Louis Cardinals here. As the wind and the pitch is low for a ball. 1-0. Cannon of an arm in the bad way there. Yeah. Cannon of an arm like it's on like the side of a boat and the boat hit a wave right as they fired the cannon. It's just off into nowhere land. I pictured, as I was describing that, I pictured Sea of Thieves. You're trying to battle one of the ships or like the Kraken or whatever. And you just sailed it. That's outside. Okay, Weaver, you got to dial it in. Find the zone here, man. We can't do this. Line in the pitch from Weaver. Oh, and he walks him. Okay, tying run is now at the plate. He's in the other batter's box. The wind and the pitch from Weaver is at the knees for a strike. Never played Sea of Thieves, but I have seen videos of people doing crazy things in that game. I love Sea of Thieves. Haven't played it in a while. Unfortunately, it's not on the base level of Game Pass. But I have thought about picking it up for PS5. Sure, we own multiple copies of it somewhere in this apartment. The Beeb and I love playing that game together. We're not very good at the game, but I do enjoy the clips of people doing wild, crazy stuff. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is inside for strike three. Gets it right on that edge. All these games keep closing down. High Guard or whatever the one that just came out got the server closure announced for the 12th or whatever. And I was thinking about it, and I'm like, man, Sea of Thieves would be the first game that I would genuinely be sad about going offline. That is crushed foul. You can say Halo 2, you can say Halo 3, but you can still play those through the Master Chief Collection. But like, when they, if or when they decide to shut down Sea of Thieves, I will be genuinely sad about that. 0-1. And that is going to get into left field. They are going to send the runner around third. The rocket arm. He's safe. No, this game is the worst thing in the world. Boy, now I'd wish we'd really take a look at that replay, because we'll take a look at it here as Aaron Hill comes up to the plate. This is the problem with MLB The Show 11. This is a tremendous throw from the left fielder, and he is beat. But for whatever reason, this game always needs to reset basically to position 1 and then initiate the next step as that left foot kind of gets the top of home plate. If they just keep it on the ground, there's so many outs to be had if they just keep it right where they catch it and just swipes to his left. That's all he has to do. Brutal. 3-1, Florida leads St. Louis. The go-ahead run now at the plate. Here's the wind and the pitch from Weaver inside for a ball. Is it 1 out? 1 out that should be 2, that should be 2 a second time. So that guy should have been out twice. That's a wild thing to think about. That, oh boy. Foul ball. He should have been out at first, but the error allowed him to get to second. Then he should have been out at home, but the game's animation just does not have the smoothness that it needs. Two and 1. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is low and outside. And gets a strike at the knees. I'm not really sure how that one worked, but I guess we'll take it. Question mark. 3-2. Righty winds, fires, and that is going to be hit into right field. They are going to send the runner around third. There's the throw in. He is out. 3 plays at the plate, and 2 of them have gone in favor of. We can't even take a look at the replay because they bring in the lefty, Pedro Feliciano. I went to push start on my controller, and I saw the funk when they bring in somebody from the bullpen. And it's truly unfortunate that it does not allow you to do that. Florida's outfield is doing everything they can. So they'll bring in the lefty. Save opportunity for Feliciano, who throws a strike in at the top of the zone, 0-1. A Florida win here eliminates the Padres from from wild card contention. A Mets win would do the same thing. The wind and the pitch, that's high and inside for a ball. One and two. The lefty fires, that's swung on and missed, and Florida picks up the victory to put themselves in a position should the Mets lose to clinch a wild card spot. We're going to New York next. Mets and Giants. And the Cardinals season comes to a close, a 3-1 loss for them. Jared Weaver's your player of the game. 2.2 innings pitched with 3 hits, 4 strikeouts. He improves to 12-5. Ricky Romero. Yeah. He falls to 4-11. Pedro Feliciano picks up his 4th save. The Marlins sweep this series. As the St. Louis Cardinals struggled to even bat 190. They had 5 extra at-bats, no home runs, only 2 runs batted in. And they lost 2 at the plate today. Okay, so, standings-wise, does that do anything for us? Oh, the Marlins clinch a playoff spot. Why did I not see that earlier? Okay, so we don't even actually have to worry about the Mets game now, because they clinch the wild card. So then we could go to the Diamondbacks and the Nationals. Let's do that, since that other game doesn't matter. This game no longer matters. Why didn't I see that when I was looking at stuff earlier? The problem in this game is that we don't have, like, the stats here. It just... Oh, there it is. All you had to do was push right on the D-pad. That's all I had to do. So division 15-9. So then where would the Marlins... Man, the Mets... Oh, the division record was awful. So maybe division... Huh. Okay. Well, you know what this game is? You know why this game sucks? It doesn't have the stats that I'm looking for. Yeah, it does. It had those stats the whole time there, you. All right. Well, okay, then, hold on. Okay, I'm sorry. So then, if we go to the standings, and we go to the National League West, will this give us the answer as well? Why is it not clinched for the Diamondbacks? That is so weird. Because they have 5 more division wins. That is so bizarre. Alright, we're going to watch the Diamondbacks game. I know it's a change of pace. Also, I'm a little afraid to watch another Giants-Mets game, considering that they went like 8 innings yesterday. So let's go down here. I'll have to grab a thumbnail real quick. I guess I don't have to. The Mets lost anyway, so... They rode a 15-game win streak and then lost the last 2 games of the season. As we get set for this one. In Arizona. Hey, if Arizona wins right here, it eliminates the Padres. Then we work our way over to the AL. And it's if the Angels win, they clinch a playoff spot. If the Angels lose, the Athletics have to win. Otherwise, the Angels will make the playoffs. Angels are on a pretty wild win streak of their own. I think they're at a W9 at the moment. Grab it a thumbnail real quick. Diamondbacks are 45-36. The Nationals are 40-41. Hopefully this doesn't break everything, which was a problem earlier. July 4.6. Willie Harris is going to lead off for the Washington Nationals. Then it'll be Chris Coughlin. Harris is the shortstop. Chris Coughlin in center field. Ryan Howard's at first base. Russell Brandy in the DH. Angel Pagan is in right field. That is a big old chunk of lefties and a switch hitter. Delman Young is a left fielder and one of only 2 true righties. Chase Headley at third and Carlos Guillen at second are both switch hitters before Ramon Hernandez is a right-handed catcher. I'm going to flip this thumbnail so it's accurate. That's the game that we're watching. Jeremy Bonderman is 9-7 with a 3.64 ERA, 16 games, 47 innings pitched, 55 hits, 16 walks, 29 strikeouts thrown. Diamondbacks win and you're in. That's all you have to do. It's literally all you've had to do for 3 games. You have had to pick up 1 miserable win and you've lost 2 to the Nationals. No disrespect to the Nationals, as they are right at 400, or they're 40-41, so they're right. They're there, but all right. Here is the wind and the pitch. It's pitch number 1. We're underway with a strike, 0-1 to the leadoff hitter. Playoffs start tomorrow with division series action. $6 p.m. Pacific time, both on YouTube and Twitch. Inside for a ball. One and one. Shakes his head yes. And that's a... Oh boy, that is a big swing from the lefty. The lefty who had no stats. No average, no nothing, so... Must have called them up super late in the season. Hey, we have 1 game left. The game actually probably thinks that there's like half a season to go. And that's a strike 3 called right at the knees. I mean, there was a trade offer to the Mariners from the Red Sox 2 days ago. It's like the season's almost over. Also, all anybody seems to be trading is pitchers. With the exception of the big trade between the Cardinals and the White Sox. 1 gone here for the Nationals in the top of the first. The righty winds and fires. That one's outside. And low for a ball. Kill it, Big Blue. Come on. 1-0. And he's going to be lifted, crushed out towards right field. It is going. It is gone into the stands. It clears the gap. Washington 1, Arizona nothing. This is Diamondbacks baseball, baby. We have watched so many games of theirs. We watched like that entire series where they played the Colorado Rockies. And they had that opportunity to bring the Rockies back to their level and basically end a 4-game series tied for the division lead. They couldn't get it done. Fast forward to now, they got the lead, not of their own doing though. They have an opportunity to clinch a playoff spot, win the NL West, and they can't do it. There's a strike at the top of the zone. So 1-0. 1-0 here in the top of the first. An 0-1 pitch in for a strike to make it 0-2. I'm glad that everything came down to the last day. I'm a little surprised how it all worked out, but and that is lifted into right field. It'll be a single. Russell Branyan, 276 average, 6 home runs, 20 RBI. See what he can do here against the righty Diamondbacks pitcher. Wind and the pitch is on the outside. Nice location there. Got it right on the edge. 0-1. Turn the deuce. Turn the deuce! Turn the 2? I don't think people are calling it the deuce. That'll be rolled over. Ooh, and that will not be turning the deuce. That'll put 2 on, though. 2 on with 1 out. If the Arizona Diamondbacks, who would have to go face... Oh, they'd have to play the Phillies. Oh, no. Well, no, if they win the division, they'll get the Pirates. I guess the Diamondbacks, they might get swept. If I had to guess, if I had to make predictions, make picks, I would say the Diamondbacks might get swept. Any game with a level of pressure they just seem to fold. Here's the wind and the pitch, and it is in for a strike at the knees. One. The righty's ready. And that's a nice strike on the inside. Nationals batter, I should say. Very patient so far. Not swinging for the stuff that could end up in a double play. He also lost his face there for a moment. The beauty of MLB 11. He's going to hit that kind of the other way. It's a long throw across the diamond. Oh no. Oh no, Diamondbacks. I mean, they're lucky it didn't get into left field, but... Here's the wind and the pitch, and it is in for a strike. He's had success on that edge for the right-handed batters box. Gets ahead of this batter, 0-1. That is swung on and missed. And that one stays way upstairs. Good eye. I feel like those are the kind of some of the locations I end up getting fooled by. Especially if you throw like a curveball that clips like the top of the zone, that means I'll fall for about the next 50 fastballs up in the zone. That's foul, the way to stay alive. So that'll be fun for you to watch when MLB The Show 26 kicks off on March 26th. And that's rolled over, foul. Harbor. That'll be lifted into left field. The fielder's going back near the warning track. Takes a running start at it. Runner tags at third. The lefty to the relay, and that's not even, they're not even going to try. He applauds himself to push the lead out. 2-0 now. Still a runner in scoring position, but 2 outs for the Nationals. Chase Headley, he's batting 200. The wind and the pitch from the righty is lifted by the batter towards second base. Shortstop calls everybody off, makes the grab. The Nationals get out to a strong start. Solo home run. They put one more run on the board. 4 hits in the inning. To introduce you to this Arizona Diamondbacks lineup, it's led off by David DeJesus, the left-handed right fielder, leads things off. Chipper Jones at third, Joey Votto at first, Jason Bay in left, Curtis Granderson is in center. Matt Wieters is the DH, Brian Pena at the catching position, Freddie Sanchez at second, Jamie Carroll is the shortstop. And it's that funky Diamondbacks lineup where you have the even split of 3 lefties, 3 righties, 3 switch hitters. I want to say Baltimore's lineup was kind of similar to that as well. Tim Hudson, 6-8 with a 6.97 ERA. 16 games, 41.1 innings pitched, 50, 20, 23 hits, walks, and strikeouts. There's your Washington Nationals defensive lineup. I mean, with an ERA that's near 7 and a losing record in his decisions, 16 games, he has 14 decisions. Probably has a lot to do with the fact that we just play 3 inning games here. Unless you're the Giants and the Mets, in which case you play basically 9, you know? Way outside for a ball. And just again, another shout out to Carl Crawford, who was able to leg out that, what would have been a double play. Who knows how long we would have gone if Carl Crawford did not get that RBI. That'll be rolled over to the third baseman, scooped cleanly and fired to first in time for an out. 1 gone for the Diamondbacks, trailing 2-0. Chipper Jones, 344 average, 6 home runs. Real-life Giants got destroyed by Team USA in an exhibition game? Oh, no. Yeah, I heard them talking about that on Talkin' Baseball when I was listening. That is in for a strike. Oh, interesting. They have limited coverage on the score app, just updating the literal score of the game. 15-1. Yeesh. Hey, we're going to put all the best players on a team, including, you know, probably some people to play for the Giants. I didn't realize how many games were going to be played, like, in that, like, exhibition style. And not a lot of MLB teams winning, including the Milwaukee Brewers, who lost to Great Britain. Wind in, the pitch is going to be lifted out towards center field. Center fielder makes a run at it and makes the catch over the shoulder. That's where it gets the diciest. That is really hard to tell if they're going to give him the Logan Webb is on Team USA. Two outs. It's just hard to tell if they're going to be able to make that over the shoulder grab or if it's going to drop in front of them. Strike 1. with 2 gone here. 2-0. Washington leads. That is going to be rolled over. That is bad. He's safe. Oh my goodness. Why did you underhand it to the moon? He bobbled it, but there's still plenty of time. But he he lobbed it like he was throwing it to like a child. Where you're like, I got to give this kid like a long time to try and like figure out where this ball is. It's a nice play, good effort, and hustle up the line. Okay. One pitch, one swing, one out. You didn't have to do that. Oh my goodness. Guillen, Hernandez, and Harris. As the lineup flips over for the Washington Nationals. He threw that like I'm playing catch with my niece. It's an awful toss. What are you doing? This game is so broken, and I apparently am very, very tired. That's a foul ball. Foul ball. 0-2. And then Arizona doesn't even have the common decency to take advantage of an error. It's a one-pitch, one-swing ground out right to the first baseman. He gets to make up for his mistake immediately. And Washington goes into the second inning. Up 2-0, looking for a little more, perhaps. That pitch just missed. High. One and two. The wind, the pitch. It is lifted into left field. That'll get down and roll all the way to the wall as he will scream around the corner for a stand-up double. And Ramon Hernandez is next. A 182 average, 1 home run, 10 RBI. No stolen bases. Working with a runner in scoring position and nobody gone. That is in for a strike. Okay. That's a very generous call, but we're not a digital umpire from 2011. What are you telling me about there? Score, Seattle Sports app. That's fouled, right? Something about Cal Raleigh. Think, Sean. Think. Oh, there we go. That is going to be lifted out towards center field. Center fielder makes the grab. Runner tags from second as the throw is in and late after the relay. Willie Harris 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Wind and the pitch. Swung on and missed for a strike. Here comes the 0-1. The wind and the pitch is lifted. Right field. The catch is made. The throw is in. It looks good, but actually it's way up the line. Slides in safely at home. It takes them 2 outs, but the Nationals drive in another run. It is now 3-0. So with 2 outs and nobody on, Chris Coughlin now up. That is a ball. Oh, come on, Blue. You're killing me. Ah! That's me. That's me yelling. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is in for a strike. And that just misses outside for a ball. A little surprising to see that call be a ball, considering how wide that portion of the zone has been at times, and today as well. Two and one. The righty fires that outside. He is trying so hard to get the very generous call on the outside edge, but umpire's not giving it to him. Here's the wind and the pitch, and it is low for ball four. So they're able to get it to 2 outs. They do end up giving up one more run, but they cannot get anything against that batter. What does Ryan Howard have in store? 1 for 1 with a single and a run. He's batting .309 this season. That is going to be crushed out towards the left center field gap. Does it have enough? Ooh, he does not. Does not have enough. Nice catch as he crashes into the wall. Granderson, Wieters, and Pena coming up for Arizona. We have zeros across the board. 3-0. We're going home half of the second. You know what? I like that Washington was able to pick up another run. We've seen some funk in these games lately, and it's nice to see them get a little extra insurance, you know? Just a little extra. That stays outside. And that pitch missed as well. Good patient at bat by Granderson. 2-0. Here's the wind and the pitch, and that is rolled foul. That's foul. And that's inside. The crowd boos. It is 3-1 now. See how aggressive Granderson wants to be. And he smashes that one, but it goes. Foul ball. Foul ball. Another payoff pitch on the way, or the first payoff pitch on the way, gets Granderson to swing at the high fastball. That was up and out of the zone. It's out number one. Good opportunity for us to take a look at the pitch track, swing track. Jeez Louise. Peak. Peak was the word I was trying to come up with, and I just couldn't. I could not come up with the word peak. Way out of the zone, 94, late on that four-seam fastball. The wind and the pitch. Cracked, broken bat. Third baseman comes up with it through the debris and fires it across the diamond for the out. So 2 gone pretty quickly here for the Diamondbacks. Hey, Granderson, that actually shortchanges Granderson's at bat. It was pretty solid. Worked it full, but got a little swing happy there toward the end, or just lost patience. I guess one kind of feeds into the other. You lose patience, so then you become swing happy. You become swing happy and you're not patient at all. That was a pretty bad second out here for the Diamondbacks. The righty winds and fires. That's inside for a ball. 1-0. And that is low and inside. That's going to get a strike. Weird. 1-1. Kind of bails him out of a bad pitch there, in my opinion. Again, not a 2011 digital umpire. Why dance? Jeez Louise. This is a really bad at bat. I'm no expert at umpire simulator, but yeesh. 1-2. And that is low for a ball. That is going to be hit into right field, so gets rewarded with a hit after kind of a funky way to get to that 2-2 count. A couple of, I don't know if I agree with those pitch calls. Hudson a little frustrated, but that will bring up Freddie Sanchez, batting .398. And a blazing home run and RBI. Or blazing home run and RBI numbers. 4 home runs, 20 RBI. The wind of the pitch from the righty is sent foul. 0-1. The wind and the pitch. Foul away.
Foul ball.
0-2. And that'll be lifted. He just didn't make the play. He ran right in front of it. Oh, this is the most frustrating animation. I don't know that we're going to see it at the reverse angle or anything, but we can take a peek at it from the replay menu here in just a second. Jamie Carroll is up. He's batting .207. As this comes in and we watch this ball, and I mean, it's right at his hip. When it crosses him, I guess it's, right on the belt line it looks like. I guess. It's the bottom of the twos. That'll get into left field. Brings a tying run to the plate. There's 2 on. Two on, 2 out. Here in the bottom of the second. Diamondbacks win and they are in. Diamondbacks lose and I think they might still be in, but maybe there's something about the Padres I don't know. The righty winds, fires. That's outside. One and 1, 2 gone. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is going to be lifted into right field. It's going to get down. It'll be an RBI double. As the throw is in, the pitcher cuts it off. Tying run at second. Go-ahead run at the dish. Just slice that into right field. It's a nice piece of hitting. David DeJesus, 0 for 1. He's batting .257 on the season. The wind and the pitch. And that is, mercifully foul for the Diamondbacks. Can they tie this game up here in the bottom of the second? If DeJesus can get a hold of one, he can give them the lead. Looking for some more 2-out damage. It's a good take upstairs, way out of the zone. 1 and 1. That's in the dirt. Two and one. That's going to be hit up the middle. That's going to tie the game. Oh my goodness, the Arizona Diamondbacks. They're doing it, folks. They're doing it. Oh, I thought this game was going to be a blowout in favor of the Nationals. 3-0, not really a blowout, but with how bad the Diamondbacks played through that first inning and two outs. You kind of go like, oh boy. Ew. It's not looking good there, folks. Here, I thought there was live baseball tonight, and it reminded it only the third WB starts. Oh, it's only the third. Gotcha. Starts tomorrow night. Well, at least we're streaming a 15-year-old PlayStation 2 game. Who's up first for the WBC? Do they have that in the score out? That's in first strike. Oh, it's Chinese Taipei in Australia. Okay. 7 p.m. on Fox Sports 1. And that's 7 p.m. my time. Well, that's a late start. That's in for a strike. Oof. It's not the kind of calls you're looking for if you're the Diamondbacks fans here. And it was what? It was just a 2 RBI single, so going to need to get something deep. I kind of believe that they can do it here in Arizona. It seems like there are some deep parts of the park. They'll roll it over. Second baseman comes up with it, fires in time for the out. But, crucially, Arizona puts up 3 runs of 2-out damage. Branyan, Pagan, and Young coming up. Yeah, Young was the name that I really needed to struggle with there. Oh, Australia plays back-to-back days. Interesting. 2 a.m.? Cool. United States and Great Britain on... is that Friday or Saturday? Must be Saturday. Yeah. That is rolled to the first baseman. 12 local time, Tokyo on Thursday. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like, what's going on with that? Because it looks like there's a bunch of there's a bunch more of those scrimmage games. The MLB team's playing a bunch of the WBC teams. One and out. The wind and the pitch. That's in for a strike. 1-1. Diamondbacks. Man, I can't believe they're in a position where they might be walking themselves off into a playoff spot. This game at 2 a.m. on Thursday, our time? Hell yeah. I look forward to waking up and catching that as I'm heading to work. 1-2. Swung on and missed. Nice job to get the strikeout there. Fooled him with the pitch selection. He shakes his head in disapproval as he walks back to the dugout. So he swung right under it. Delman Young, a sac fly and an RBI. Batting .226 this season. Could be his last at-bat of the year. That's going to be hit Does he have room to work with? He does. That will do it. So his last at-bat of the year. Maybe. I don't know. We might be going for a while. Who could know? It's a one-pitch, one-swing pop-out in foul territory. Votto, Bay, and Granderson coming up. Diamondbacks looking to walk this one off in the home half of the third. Joey Votto. Wind and the pitch is in for a strike. So that game would be at 5 p.m. local time then. If the one at 7 was at, no, 8 p.m. 7 p.m.? Do the math, Sean. You can do it. 7 p.m. here, 12 noon. If the game starts 7 hours later. Maybe 7 p.m. local time. We got there. We figured it out. All right. 3-3. One out here in the bottom of the third. Pitcher shakes his head no. Doesn't want that pitch. Instead, he'll throw this pitch. It is swung on and missed. Quick out number 1 for the Diamondbacks here in the bottom of the third. Yeah, 7 p.m.? Hell yeah. We did it. We figured it out. Oh, also horrible news, everyone. Daylight savings time starts on Sunday, so look forward to that. That's way outside. Guess it does make us 1 hour closer to MLB The Show. The Show 26. Here comes the 1-1 outside for a ball. That is low for a ball. Okay. Could they put the go-ahead, the winning run on first base via a walk? What's the count? 3-1? It is indeed 3-1. Batters love a 3-1 swing. The wind and the pitch, and it is lifted into left field. It's going to be a one-hopper. I wasn't sure. Sometimes the game likes a dive from the outfielders in just some of the worst spots you could imagine. And that would have been one of the worst spots you could imagine because that would have rolled to the wall. Would have easily been a double, maybe a triple. Curtis Granderson put up a heck of an at-bat last time he was at the plate. Did get a little swing happy there toward the end and takes a strike low. 0-1. The wind and the pitch. Inside to Granderson. One and one. Righty. Fires that one outside. 2-1. They don't dare put the runner on first in motion, do they? Anderson with a good eye takes that inside. Hey, how's it going? Hello, hello. Oh, I see the Mariners and Giants play tomorrow. Cool. That's a late game. Is that a free game of the day, perhaps? On MLB.TV? Watched the Xbox Indie Selects demo VOD. Oh, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. You're the developer of Death Stream? Oh. Wow. Hello, hello. That's intimidating. Oh my goodness, did he just walk it off for the Diamondbacks? Ooh, it's off the top of the wall. It doesn't matter. The runner rounds third. We are going home, folks. The Diamondbacks did it. They walk it off. They're going to the playoffs. Holy moly. The Diamondbacks looked like garbage. And all of a sudden scored 4 unanswered. Jamie Carroll, 1 for 1 with a double and an RBI. Wow. 3 in the bottom of the second, all with 2 outs. And 1 in the bottom of the third. I will be honest. Oh, did I not read something? What did I not read here? Hold on. Colorblind FX destruction. Bonderman improves to 10-7. Tim Hudson finishes the season 6-9. Coughlin's first and only home run of the season. Nationals end up winning the series, but the Diamondbacks get the one game that they need. How do I just trying to look and see if, because I'd love to have that MLB TV home. Oh, I want watch. That's what I want. Watching the playthrough is very nice. Colorblind FX. Is that the? Oh, what am I? I think I know what it is. I think I remember. Okay. Oh, I didn't catch up on any of the scores, by the way. I just skipped a bunch of games. I apologize. Guardians, they win 4-3 over the Orioles. Then we have the Tigers over the Rangers 2-1. We watched the Marlins beat the Cardinals 3-1 to clinch a playoff spot. The Giants beat the Mets 1-0, which meant that the Marlins would have clinched a playoff spot regardless. The Reds over the Phillies 2-0, though that game didn't really matter for the Phillies. They were locked in. They picked up a 50-win season. Wow. They're the 1 seed in the NL, by the way. Royals over the Yankees. That might be a playoff matchup. I'm not sure who's going to have the advantage in that one. 5-1. We'll find out in a little bit. Cubs over the Astros 2-0. Brewers over the Braves 2-0. We had the Pirates over the Rockies 3-1. I'm glad you enjoyed the playthrough. 1-0. White Sox over the Red Sox. Diamondbacks walk off the Nationals 4-3. Rays Angels is next. Here's the deal. If the Angels win, they're in the playoffs. It's as simple as that. Let's take a quick look at the standings. Because we're in a funky spot here where I did not realize that the Marlins just needed a win to clinch a playoff berth. Pirates. So the Pirates will play the Diamondbacks in Pittsburgh. And then the Phillies and the Marlins will be a Phillies home field advantage. And then, yeah, because they win. Yeah, we're down to just these 2 spots. Here we go. Rays and Angels. We are off to game number 3. Max Scherzer, who just re-signed with the Toronto Blue Jays. Oh, okay, the paint pools. I remember that. That was a good demo. I enjoyed that. Thanks everybody, by the way, for being here, hanging out. Always the best time to subscribe. Give the video a thumbs up if you're enjoying the content. Hanging out. I appreciate it. Tampa Bay Rays are 35-46, taking on the Los Angeles Angels 42-39. Angels win and they are in. Angels lose. They would be rooting for the Twins against the Athletics. Franklin Gutierrez, center fielder, will lead things off for the Rays, followed by Kelly Johnson at second base, Jason Worth in right, Brad Hopp at first, David Murphy in left, Mike Morse in the DH spot, Chris Jones at third base, Carlos Ruiz the catcher, Jack Wilson the shortstop. That's the last demo. Yeah. Okay. Boy, I really don't need this many notifications, phone. Max Scherzer, 6-5 with a 4.12 ERA, 16 games, 43.2 innings pitched, 33 hits, 15 walks, 38 strikeouts. So an impressive batch of numbers. Watch home. How do I tell what the... Let's see. Tomorrow? Oh, okay. Well, that's unfortunate. I was hoping that Mariners-Giants would be one of the free games of the day, and it is not tomorrow. We are underway as I pitch sales high for a ball. The Rays season is done. The Angels season likely to continue. I don't want to jinx them. I really don't want to jinx them at all, but also, you know. There's that. Flip. I need to flip this thumbnail. They were going to be here. That looks like a Rays logo. Yes. All out of whack with the ordering here. Pitcher having a little... Scherzer having a little trouble finding the zone. It's a 3-0 count. And he gets the strike. Maybe a little high, but still gets the call. 3-1. Here's the wind and the pitch, and that is rolled over. It's going to be bobbled by the shortstop, fired to first. It's still in time for the out. Kelly Johnson, 272. 2 home runs, 10 RBI, 3 stolen bases on the year. That is in for a strike on the outside edge, 0-1. It's not often that we see a bobble by the shortstop result in an out. The Angels defense making a nice play there. Working on a nice... They've had a nice little win streak going, 8 or 9 games. I forget exactly what it is, but between the Angels and the Mets, there have been a couple of nice win streaks that have propelled them into playoff contention. The Mets came up a little bit short. 1-2. 1 out. The wind and the pitch is in for a strike. It was a pitch that was so bad it was good. That looked like it was sailing inside and then kind of just leaked back over the plate. Fooled him on that one, and that is 2 down. That is inside for a ball. One and a. If LA eliminates Oakland, can we get Seattle and Toronto instead? Yeah, sure. We can do that. I was thinking about that myself. Why not end with the Mariners? That's typically the team that we feature on the channel. And that is an out. All right, so Tampa Bay goes down 1-2-3. Let's get you set with this Angels lineup. Cameron Maben, the center field, are going to lead things off. Casey McGee at third. Adrian Gonzalez at first. Jim Tomei at the DH spot. Ryan Ludwig in left. John Buck behind the dish. Ben Zobrist in right. Felipe Lopez is the shortstop. Ryan Roberts at second base. I think Seattle has enough wins to be the 1 seed. Phil Hughes is 5-8 with a 5.49 ERA. 16 games, 41 innings, 53 hits, 18 walks, 31 strikeouts on the season. Seattle, I believe, would be the number 1 seed in the AL. So they'd have home field advantage, and they would play the Los Angeles Angels in a divisional matchup, which is the same as it is on the other side of the bracket as well, where the Phillies will be the 1 seed, and they will have a divisional matchup against the Marlins. And then it's just the other 2 divisional winners duking it out. So in this case, it'll be... We'll have Pittsburgh and... That's in the dirt. Pittsburgh and Arizona on the NL side. Then the AL will be... This one on in, missed. Yankees and Royals. But I'm not sure where that one's going to be, because I don't know who has the advantage. That is driven foul. I guess if Oakland is able to get into the playoffs, it'd be Oakland and Seattle. Either way, Seattle's going to have a divisional matchup. That is bopped into center field. One hop to the center fielder. That'll be a single. Casey McGee. Batting .317. That is... Ooh, that's on that inside edge for a strike. 0-1. And that's outside for a ball. 1-1. And that'll be nice diving stop by the first baseman to second for 1. Not in time, going back to first for the double play. Still a nice play. Nothing to be too grumpy about. What was that? What was that animation? Oh no! My controller! I accidentally hit something. Okay, alright, okay. Heard me. I don't know why I'm... Damn you, game! He said, fiddling with the controller that he knocked over. Okay. Runner on first. 1 out. An 0-1 count. Wind and the pitch. The big looping curveball misses the zone. One and one. And that's inside. 2-1. Good patient at bat. I mean, he's not going to do anything with these pitches inside. And that'll get the strike call. Ooh, Gonzalez swings and misses. Got him inside. Two count. That previous pitch was pretty brutal to give him a 2-strike count, and then it actually wasn't as bad. It looked like it was coming back over the, like, it was going to be a so bad it's good kind of pitch where it started way inside and it just looked like it was going to leak. Aggressive swing there. Goes 0-1. And this will be lifted into foul territory. Will he have enough room? No. That is foul. 2 rows deep. Wind of the pitch on the inside for a ball. 1-2. That is foul. Thought that Seattle-Toronto series would be more interesting. Have a little more of the playoff implications. And a swing and a miss. So some nice pitching there from Tampa Bay, and they are able to limit LA to just one hit. Hop, Murphy, and Morse coming up. So for the top half of the second. Swung on and missed. That is okay. I don't call that a strike. Looked like it was out of the zone, but okay. 0-2. And that is low for a ball. Wind in the pitch. Low again. Scherzer's got to find the zone here. And I mean, even the pitch that he threw that was called a strike, I don't think was really in the zone. It was a 2-2 count, or one of the pitches he threw for a strike wasn't there. You get it. You know what I'm talking about. That is another ball. Full count. And here comes a payoff pitch from Scherzer. And it'll be rolled over to the second baseman. Scoops it cleanly. Pretty good effort over there to get up the line to get to first base, but just not enough speed. David Murphy's batting .313, has a couple of home runs. Looks like it was a 2, maybe a 17 RBI. So 2 just home runs that counted for 8.5. 8.5 runs per. 2 home runs, 17 RBI. Look at that. And he has a hit. 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 single. Tampa Bay. Athletics fans cheering for the Rays to hopefully give Oakland an opportunity to sneak their way into the wild card. Or, if LA wins here, we'll check out Toronto and Seattle. The wind and the pitch from Scherzer is in for a strike, 0-1. I don't think you get too aggressive on the base paths if you're Tampa Bay. That's outside for a ball. One and one. That's outside for a ball. 2-1. Here's the wind and the pitch, and it is swung on and missed. Went with that kind of low inside corner. It's a nice location from Scherzer. Evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. He swung on and missed. He chased that out of the zone. That was going to be a 3-ball count, but could not help himself. That was way out of the zone. 95 on the 4-seam. He was early on the timer. That is foul. Third base side. Elbow. 0-1. Tampa Bay able to get that runner on first. Scherzer gave up the one pitch single, but he's had to throw more than one pitch. He's been able to get the out so far in this inning. There's a butter knife stat for you. It's way upstairs. The catcher had to stand up for it. The wind and the pitch is in for a strike. Two and two. And swung on and missed. All right, while we shift to the next inning, I'm going to hop up and just go grab something real quick. I'll be back. BRB. Franklin Gutierrez making the catch out there in center. Ben Zobrist coming up next. I've already sent 2 pairs of earbuds through the washing machine. I did not need to send a third. I was like, I don't see them on my desk. I need to go find them. And we did, so. 1-0 LA. Okay. All right. What did I... Was it a... That is foul. So it would be a... Oh, wow. First pitch, second inning, or bottom of the second. There's the wind of the pitch. That's a low. Oh, he left that up there. And that went into... Oh, off the rock. 1-0 Los Angeles. And that's in for a strike. Two and two. 1 out. And a good time for Los Angeles to come up with a run. Bottom of the second is always a good time to do that. There is an out. 2 gone. Boy, I got near the door, coming back into the room, and it was like, quick, get some outs. Felipe Lopez, 307 average, 1 home run, 10 RBI. Thanks for the subs, everybody. Appreciate it. Thanks for the subs. Thanks for the likes on the video. And thanks just for hanging out. Be back tomorrow to start the wild card, or the divisional round. I don't know what they call it in this game. We'll be back to start the playoffs tomorrow. We'll watch 4 games. One of them will have... One series we'll watch 2 games of. Righty winds and fires, and that is fouled away. And I think there will be another series we watch a couple games of the following day as well, or something like that. I don't know. The playoff format's all weird because they cram 3 games in one day for some reason when they should just have, like, the AL goes, then the NL, then the AL. Whatever. 1 and 2. 2 out here in the bottom of the second. Los Angeles with a solo home run. Could vault them into the postseason. We'll roll over that one foul, first base side. Wind and the pitch is fouled away. That ball's fouled. And swung on and missed, so we will head to the top of the third. Rays down 1. As we are quickly winding down the regular season. A couple of Mariners coming to bat for Tampa Bay following Carlos Ruiz. It's Jack Wilson and Franklin Gutierrez. Wind and the pitch from Scherzer misses inside, ball 1. And that'll be right to the third baseman. Nice play at the hot corner. Jack Wilson's batting .270, a home run, 8 RBI. Scherzer winds and fires. That's going to be hit into left field. The left fielder comes up with it. The tying run aboard. Franklin Gutierrez would represent the go-ahead run. He's batting .321, which is a fun batting average. .321 Penguins. I haven't thought about that show in probably 20 years. The wind and the pitch. Outside for a ball. That's in for a strike. Working a little west to east there. One and one. The wind and the pitch. And that is going to be lifted toward right field. Oh, he can't come up with the ball. Oh, and they're going to send him to third. Here's the relay. Late save. He's out. They called him out. Oh, my goodness. It was off the heel of the glove. We'll take a look at the replay. I thought he was in. There's no way that was an out. Oh my. Whoa. So we don't really see this very often. Sometimes it goes off the heel of the glove, but this is not a super common animation. But it's just, was that off the thumb maybe? I just did a weird spot. It's a PS2. It's not a whole lot you can see there. Here's the throw in. We so rarely see relays actually work. Here's the throw. And the foot is absolutely on the... Whoa, wait, hold on. We got to back off a little bit because it's a little tricky. So the foot... That's got to be on the bag. So the out would be what? There? No, there's a little space, I think. Wow. I mean, his heel's on it. Does he come off the bag at all? I cannot believe they called him out. Wow. Take another look at it, I guess. We'll look at it from the other angle. Does he contact? Is there any other contact? There's no contact. Because sometimes this game is so bizarre. Unless they like qualify his toe contacting the leg right there. Because as soon as he has the ball, if anything touches in this game's mind, it goes, you're out. And even though maybe it shouldn't be. I am flabbergasted that wasn't out. Wow. That call may have just given Los Angeles a playoff berth. That's big swing and a miss. Inside for a ball. And that is foul. I mean, because that takes a runner out of scoring position and adds an out. You'll be looking at the tying run 90 feet from home. Here's the wind and the pitch, and it is going to be rolled. Second baseman charges. He fires to first in time. That's game. Los Angeles is going to the playoffs. I think, unless something else like that I missed. Wow. Now, that play more than likely... Is it a double play? Is it? Scherzer's your player of the game. 3 innings, 3 hits, 3 strikeouts. He has, hold on. So let's pull this up. We'll let this load. Load out of here. Plus the Angels sweep the Rays here. So it's rolled over. It's probably just going to be 1 out. That call is huge. Because not only would it just be 1 out, but it would only be out number 2, which means that the run would score. Unreal. Let's double check the standings here. It should give the Angels the playoff berth. It does. So that will do it for the Athletics. Now those games were back-to-back. We will go with the Mariners and the Blue Jays. The team scored 11. Seems excessive. Oops. I don't actually want... Well, hold on. Dodgers over the Padres, so it ended up not mattering anyway. And Twins Athletics, so that's... It's weird how little the other games mattered today. Twins over the Athletics 1-0. Dodgers over the Padres 11-1. And I'll make sure that I'm not playing. As we jump here into... So the Angels and the Marlins. They trailed by 1 game going into... I fell asleep. Last thing I remember is the Marlins game. Okay, so the Marlins won. And that eliminated the Mets. Even though the Mets hadn't played. Then we watched the Diamondbacks walk off the Nationals. And then we watched the Angels beat the Rays. I think that covers it. But like it was so weird because there were multiple games that had like basically a point A and a point B, and then the point B just didn't matter. Which is odd. Or wouldn't have mattered. Ian Kinsler is the second baseman. He will lead things off for the Mariners. 4.87. Sure. Kurt Suzuki is the catcher. Ichiro is in right. Aramis Ramirez is at third base. Scott Harrison in left. Jose Tabata, the DH. Travis Hafner at first. Reed Brignac is the shortstop. Milky Cabrera is the center fielder. It must be a left-handed pitcher for the Toronto Blue Jays because this lineup is a little funky for the Seattle Mariners. And that doesn't usually bode well for them from what I've seen. What? Oh, did you not save the way that I wanted you to? Why would... Oops. Okay, cool. You didn't. Cole Hamels is a lefty. Sorry, hold on. I gotta flip this. What? Oh. Well, hold on. I think I still have it in my clipboard. Oh, this is a mess. This is a mess. Paste? There we go. Okay, so we'll override that. That way we have the correct thumbnail. Ugh. Cole Hamels is indeed a left-handed pitcher. He is 4-9 with a 6.37 ERA, 16 games, 41 innings, 64 hits, 17 walks, 27 strikeouts. We're underway here in Toronto. Final game of the regular season. And it's going to be led off by Ian Kinsler. He's looking at a 2-0 count from Hamels. Usually it is the left fielder who plays for the Yankees, Brett Gardner. Leads things off for the Mariners, and he is a key piece in that because he has the speed to steal bases. So that's where things get kind of interesting as far as this lineup is concerned. The wind and the pitch is low for a ball. 3-1. Looks like the glove clipped the right arm before his inner foot hit the bag. It is a wild play in for a strike. And that's some of the weirder stuff, because we've seen, like, on, like a steal attempt, we've seen the catcher throw the ball, and it's off the bag towards the runner, but the ball goes through, like, the runner's stomach, and the guy catches it, like, in the halfway point between, like, the front and back of him, and then they just call it an out. And you're like, that's not how that would have worked. This game is very broken. All right. So one down for the Mariners here, who are AL West champions. (0-1) to Kurt Suzuki, who will push this into left field. How far will he try to take it? He'll just go for the single, as the throw is in to second base. Mariners Blue Jays ended in 7 games of the most recent ALCS in real life. And a pitching decision and a home run for Toronto that might just get worse and worse for Mariners fans. But we'll see. We'll see how 2026 goes. I'm excited to see how the team performs. Ichiro Suzuki steps up. Runner on first with just 1 out. Ichiro getting a statue unveiled this year as they retire the number 51 for a second time for Randy Johnson, which is pretty cool. They're going to put the runner in motion, and that is going to help them avoid a double play. But Ichiro has the speed. He's safe at first. It's a nice diving effort. There's no reason for them to cut to that animation and him going like, what? What the heck, man? I assume the most major league players have a lower voice than I do. Aramis Ramirez, 277 average. 4 home runs, 28 RBIs, no stolen bases. I like that they put Kurt Suzuki in motion there just in case. It does avoid the double play. But Ichiro's speed helps that out as well. That pitch is low, but they get the strike call, 0-1. The lefty winds and fires. It is outside. Hamels readies for the 1-1 pitch. And that's inside for a ball. Two and one. The wind and the pitch is... Ooh, that's outside. 3-1. Sets, readies, and fires. Swung on and missed. Big aggressive swing. Batters love a 3-1 count. So they're getting a swing off. Even though that's the side of the zone that's not typically quite as finicky. Could have been a walk. That'll be rolled foul. It's a foul ball. Okay, all right. I had to wait for it to come to a full and complete stop. That's a foul ball. Here comes a payoff pitch. It is crushed. Out towards center field. He made the catch. I got kind of excited. The animations are so weird. It's just so weird. It's so hard to see Scott Harrison. So they'll advance the runner to third. I got weirdly excited there. The wind and the pitch is in for a strike. Oh, and 1. One and one? They're going to check over on the runner at first. Kind of a dangerous thing to do with a runner on third. The runners are always back safe. There have only been 2 outs recorded when they try that pickoff move. But if you miss it, then you free up the ability for the runner at third to get home. The wind and the pitch from the lefty is going to be hit, sliced. Foul ball. Wind and the pitch is low. Full count. Here comes the payoff pitch. And that'll be lifted out towards center field. And he makes the grab. Second time that he's kind of started with that full run animation, then kicked into that light jog. That throws me for a loop, like he's going to misjudge it. Seattle picks up a couple of hits, but can't come up with any runs on the board. Toronto's lineup looks like this, largely right-handed today. The Blue Jays will lead off with Johnny Damon. He is the left fielder. Andre Ethier in right. Miguel Cabrera at first. David Ortiz, the DH. Xavier Nady. He is in center. Mike Aviles at third. Derek Jeter, the shortstop. Juan Uribe at second. Rod Barajas is the catcher. So it's that 3 out of 4 lefty in the top part of the lineup. And then the rest are righties. This is also one of the more irritating lineups to watch because name value, you would think that they would be a lot better. Johnny Damon, Miguel Cabrera, David Ortiz, Derek Jeter, but they just have not been able to put it together. And J.D. Martin, 6-9 with a 6.52 ERA, 16 games, 49.2 innings pitched, 70 hits, 18 walks, 20 strikeouts on the year. Clap, clap. Johnny Damon gets things led off. 3 home runs, 9 RBI, 9 stolen bases. Sometimes this Seattle team can get off to a slow start offensively. And I do think it's typically worse when they have to face a lefty starting pitcher. So if the Angels have any of those guys ready to roll, they would be wise to start them. Pitch gets the low part of the zone. Strike one. And that's outside for a ball. Fouled away. And the wind of the pitch inside for a ball. So a full count to the leadoff batter, Johnny Damon for the Blue Jays. And he smashes that, but it goes foul. And it's a pitch so bad it's good. It looked like it was going to tunnel inside and then just kind of didn't have the movement or the drift. It just kind of leaked out over the plate, and Damon takes strike 3 at the knees. Andre Ethier is next. 305 average, 9 home runs, 25 RBI. And a stolen base. So you can see how Johnny Damon would be helpful to help Ethier's RBIs with those stolen bases. As that's in for a strike. Oh, 1. That's low for a ball. 1-1. The wind and the pitch upstairs. Two, 1. 1 gone. That is going to be hit into center field. It'll be a single. So a 1-out single for Ethier. Puts a runner on first for the Blue Jays, who have long been eliminated from playoff contention. They're going to give him a strike. Oof. Here's the wind and the pitch to Cabrera. That's outside. low for a ball. Okay. Gotta find the zone here. Go into the playoffs on a positive note, Seattle. Go in with a win. (3-1). That's going to go right back up the middle. How aggressive are they on the base paths? They'll just go 90 feet at a time. Smart play. It was right to him. Was able to run in, charge the ball, throw it accurately to third. Two on, one gone. Here's the wind and the pitch. It's going to be inside for a ball. Go ahead, run in scoring position here in the bottom of the first. Toronto and Seattle wrapping up their Seattle wrapping up their regular season. Toronto wrapping up their season. That is swung on and missed. That is a tremendously dangerous pitch. Holy moly. He's not able to get that past the bat of David Ortiz. Look out. 1-1. The righty winds and fires. That is going to be hit and smashed out. Has a lot of distance. Did not quite have the height. The tall wall out there in right field. It's a very, very long strike. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Now, I'm not a fan of when these pitchers get too cute and throw something like way out of the zone, but maybe throw something way out of the zone. Ortiz is going for it here. That one fouled away. He is throwing what feels like dangerous pitch after dangerous pitch. 1-2. That's inside and low. Moves his feet a little bit. Here comes the 2-2. It is fouled away. Foul ball. That ball is foul. Here comes the 2-2. It is fouled away. Foul ball. Cannot find the pitch to get it past David Ortiz. No score, 2-1 with one out here in the bottom of the first. That is a full count, so really working it is the lefty Ortiz. Here comes a payoff pitch. And he will lift it into foul territory. That ball's foul. That's foul. And gets him on the outside. That's a nice pitch. It's close enough in the spot of the zone that's a little more of like a toss-up of ball or strike. Gets Ortiz to go for it, and the swing and the miss finally sets him down. That's going to be a ball. So it'll bring up Xavier Nady. He's batting an average. And gets a strike on the outside corner. 2 on, 2 gone. Bottom of the first. And that'll be rolled over. Second baseman scoops it and fires to first in time. That'll retire the side. Toronto threatens, but comes up with nothing. Both teams with 2 hits in the first inning that amount to 0 runs. Tabata, Hafner, Brignac coming up for Seattle. They do have a couple of those lefty-lefty matchups as we get to the bottom of the order here for the Mariners. Here's the wind and the pitch. That is inside and misses for a ball. wind, and the pitch is rolled over. First baseman comes up with it, hits the running pitcher on the move, and that will be an out. 1 up, 1 down for Seattle. Travis After's batting .233, 5 innings, 18 RBI.
Happy you ain't nothing, man.
That's in for a strike. Oh, and 1. 1 out here in the top of the second for Hafner. He'll take a pretty good looking pitch for a strike to make it 0-2. Quickly 0-2. And that'll be right to the third baseman. Nice play at the hot corner. Reed Brignac, .258 average, 2 home runs, 12 RBI. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is outside for a ball. This is the part of the lineup that you're going to want to get through quickly if you're the Toronto Blue Jays. There's 2 lefties here. I believe it's a switch hitter at the bottom of the lineup, but take your advantage at bats and do something with them. 2-0. Wind and the pitch, and it is in for a strike, 2-1. Here's the lefty, and that is crushed out into the right field gap. It'll drop for a hit. He'll run around to hit second, and he will have a stand-up double. So the lefty gets a hold of one and drives himself into scoring position for Melky Cabrera. Batting .349, couple of home runs, 11 RBI. Does have a stolen base on the season. See if he can give the Mariners a lead here with 2 outs. The lefty is ready. Here's the wind and the pitch, and it is outside. Good eye for Cabrera. 1-0. And that's in on the edge. 1-1. Here's the wind and the pitch. Ooh, goes low. A little surprised that wasn't called a strike. Not that it should have been called a strike, but sometimes we see pitches that, even when they look real bad, are still called a strike. 2-1. 2 outs, a runner on second. Here's the wind and the pitch. It's way inside. 3-1. Now, if the lefty is smart here and, took into account all the information that we have commentating hundreds of these games, batters love a 3-1 swing. And that's what they get. A 3-1 swing to make the count full. I don't know if that was a good pitch to swing at. I don't think it was. Or I would say that it is not, or was not. 3-2. And that'll be rolled over. Second baseman comes up with it. The throw to first in time to retire the side. Mariners pick up a hit, but can't do anything with it. Aviles, Jeter, and Uribe coming up for Toronto. 6, 7, 8 hitters for the Blue Jays. In the bottom of the second. Here's the righty's first pitch. It stays outside for a ball, 1-0. And that is low. It's in the dirt. Gets all the way back to the backstop. Doesn't matter because it's ball 2, which not ideal. Nobody's on, so it doesn't advance any runners. That is foul. Third base side. 2-1 now. Here's the wind and the pitch, and that's going to be foul. Third base side. 2-2. That is... Oh, first baseman bobbles it. Takes it himself to the bag. That's got a little weird there for Seattle, but still able to pick up the out. .292 average for Derek Jeter. In 1 home run. That seems weird. Let's see. Derek, because I'm guessing if we look up Derek Jeter's home run total, it's not going to be... he only has 1 R. Okay. Swung on and missed. He had 260 home runs. Played 20 years. Oh, okay, cool. Perfect. This has a 162 game average, which is kind of helpful because we can just take that average. 20 hits, home runs. Okay, he only averaged 15. It's still low. Just having the 1 solo home run is low. I didn't actually mean to close out that other app. Okay. There we go. That is crushed, but foul. Sorry, foul. Foul ball. The 1-2. The wind and the pitch. That is rolled foul. So staying alive here. And, oh, they're going to call that a strike. Yikes. Yikes. Okay, so we did not watch that game. Juan Uribe. We did not watch that game. So we watched what? Oh, please stop. I don't want to tag anybody. And then... oops. Here's that Blue Jays, and then I will fix a couple of tags here. The Twins, Athletics, Giants, and Mets. That is hit into left field. That'll be down for a single. And the other team that we watched was... save all of that. Now we are fixed, we are accurate, we are ready. So with 2 outs, the Toronto Blue Jays have a runner on first. And that is going to be hit foul territory. Oh and 2. Bottom of the second. Neither of these offenses can break through. It's kind of weird. Might just take one swing for one of these teams to get a lead and hold it. Here's the line, the pitch. That is low for a ball. Seattle probably got a pretty big break with that strikeout on Jeter. Here's the wind. That's inside. They're going to put the runner in motion. This one's lifted into left. It's not going to have the distance. It'll be out number 3, though I like the concept, or at least the idea. Try and drive that kind of into the corner, get the runner on first, a running start. 3 hits for each team. We'll start with the 1-2-3 hitters for Seattle. Ian Kinsler will lead things off. 0 for 1 with a strikeout. See what he wants to do. And he'll throw it inside for a ball, 1-0. Here comes the wind and the pitch. It is in for a strike. Who's going to break through first? Each team with 3 hits, but they just can't come up with anything offensively in a consistent manner. I think Kinsler's going to want that pitch back. That's staying upstairs, way upstairs. One and 2. And he's going to get under that one. It's going towards foul territory. And it'll be a catch over the wall. So Kinsler is out in foul territory. Kurt Suzuki's 1 for 1 with a single, 308 average, 7 home runs. Kind of like to see number 8 right here. As the lefty winds and fires, Suzuki fouls that one off. 0-1.
Foul ball.
And foul. Oh and 2. And that's going to be rolled foul. Third baseman scoops and fires across the diamond. That's out. Number 2. Ichiro is 1 for 1 with a single, 359 average, couple of home runs, 19 RBI. See if Ichiro can keep this inning going for Seattle. Some aggressive swings here from the Mariners against the lefty. Here's the wind and the pitch. That's going to be hit. Second baseman scoops it, and that is out number 3. Seattle down in order. It'll be the same 1-2-3 order for Toronto. Damon, Ethier, and Cabrera. Here's the pitch from the righty, and Damon is going to punch this one into left field. But it's a nice, easy, or a nice routine play for the Mariners. 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 out here in the home half of the third. Andre Ethier's 1 for 1 with a single. He's batting .311. And that'll be... Oh, the third baseman had it, but he chose to dive. All right. Winning run on first. As he's just unable to come up with it. It was hit well. I don't think he needed to leave his feet. I think that's one where if you kind of just put your glove on the ground, maybe it deflected a little bit. But... Oh and oh. Because that's how every at-bat starts. Sean, you do that every once in a while? You really throw yourself off. He thought about it. No appeal down to first. It'll be a ball to Miguel Cabrera. The righty is ready. And he'll throw that inside. Cabrera. 2-0. MLB 14, the show. Cover athlete. I want to say. Yeah, because I think it's the first one that's on PS4. No, not PS4 exclusive. They made MLB The Show until 16 on PS3. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is ball 4. Okay. Oh, he's arguing with the umpire a little bit. Do we get one more ejection this season? We've had like 5 of them. We've had more ejections than we have had pickoff moves work. David Ortiz 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He's batting .234 this season. He can end it with 1 good swing here. 1 bad swing can send us to extras. Righty is ready. Ortiz, nice patient start there. He was really getting his A swing off in the previous at-bat and drove a couple of them pretty deep, just foul. I don't think you want to load the bases with just 1 out, but that's a strike on the outside. I don't think Ortiz loves it, but he'll let it go. 1-1. 2 on, 1 out. The wind and the pitch. Ortiz takes the ball low. 2-1. The wind and the pitch. And that is, oh boy. He went for that one, but drove it foul. We'll do it again. Just a long strike to Ortiz. 2-2. Oh my goodness. That is a dangerous pitch. Lucky that Ortiz just drives it foul. That's the one thing that you can say is the pitcher's made some mistake pitches to Ortiz. But Ortiz hasn't been able to time it up or square it up correctly. Or you can only gamble so many times before you lose against this guy. Full count. Here's the payoff pitch. And that'll be a walk. So he will walk the bases loaded. And with 1 out, that gives them so many ways to score the game-winning run. He's batting .272. And he'll take a strike. 0-1, that low inside corner. The wind and the pitch is outside for a ball. 1-1. And that stays low. 2-1. Oh, and he's going to lift this into right field. Does he have it? He does, but it's not going to matter. The rocket arm is into second. Wait. They stepped on the bag. No, okay. Toronto won. Okay. Something about that animation threw me off. Toronto gets a 1-0 walk-off win. It must have just been the animation, like, kind of took him into a weird spot. But Seattle falls in the final game of the year. But they are going to the playoffs. Cole Hamels is your player of the game. 3 innings, 3 hits, 1 strikeout. Cole Hamels improves to 5-9. J.D. Martin falls to 6-10. What got you into streaming baseball games? Oh, streaming retro baseball games? I like old retro sports games, and I thought it would be interesting to take a look at the old MLB The Show. It was the last one released for the PS2, so I thought it would just be kind of interesting. But I also do like the quirkiness of some of the older games and what features do they have versus what the new ones offer. Well, that'll do it for the regular season, everybody. I'm going to do this. I'm going to save in a different spot here real quick. We'll get set up for the playoffs, and that'll start tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific time right here on youtube.com/OnosaurusRex. So be sure to subscribe, all that sort of stuff. 3 back up. 3BU. Plus, with the off-season between what I normally do and waiting for the new game, it's a fun way to take a peek at it. Because we did ESPN MLB 2K5 last year. Was fun. 3-inning random roster season with cheats, which was cool. I had a good time with it. Okay. Let's go ahead and I think we have all the scores for the day. We caught up on all of that. Yeah, Twins 1-0 over the Athletics. 11-1 Dodgers over the Padres. Brutal. So we will sim to the dates. And then we will view today's games. Oh, that's... Okay, hold on. Hold on. Where is... So there's nothing. Okay, cool. Phew. Congratulations, the Mariners have finished the season at 47-35 and won their division. You will be taking on the Yankees in the first round of the playoffs. Regular season is coming to an end. I was very wrong about who was going to be playing who. My bad. So wait, can you not look around the league? Playoff brackets. So Kansas City is playing Los Angeles. The Seattle Mariners are playing the New York Yankees. The Phillies get the Diamondbacks. And the Pirates get the Marlins, which doesn't make any sense. The Florida Marlins are the Florida Marlins, do they have a better record? Whatever. But there is your playoff bracket. What I'll also do here is show you the schedule. Because we'll view today's games. So we will watch Diamondbacks, Phillies, Angels, Royals, Yankees, Mariners, and then the Marlins and the Pirates. Do we get all 4 games? Oh, perfect. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, that makes more sense. I was worried that this first game on the second day was a game we'd already watched. Perfect. We'll get one of each then. Awesome. So that'll be the schedule for tomorrow. We'll go 4-4, and then on Saturday, we'll see how things are shaping up. We might do a longer stream in the afternoon, and so that we could either be done Saturday or finish it on Sunday, so that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we can do the championship series. And then Saturday, the 14th, we'll do a big long stream on of the World Series. We'll do the whole thing that day. And then we'll jump into 6 p.m. MLB The Show 26 content, and we'll be moving on to the next thing. That's where we are in the season. All right, we will save in our normal save slot 8. This is our official canonical save. I just in case. I did not want to get to this point and have everything goof up. All right, overwrite the data. 3 innings. We are saved. We are ready to roll. Hey, thank you everybody so much for hanging out. I appreciate it. This has been a great stream. A little peek behind the curtain, just as far as like average watch time, view count, concurrent viewers. Like this has to have been the best stream I've done for this entire season. So thank you so much for all of that. I appreciate it. We'll be back 6 p.m. tomorrow. 4 more games of action for you as we jump into the playoffs. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you'd like more, ring the bell. You'll be notified when I post new videos. And we will hopefully see you tomorrow for more MLB 11 The Show action here on the PlayStation 2. Thanks again for hanging out, and we'll catch you next time. Good night, everybody.